Okay, guys, we have quite the episode for you today. Going to take you back to the early days of FKN, discussing the secret space program with a self-proclaimed super soldier. Now, there are a few reasons why I normally don't do shows like this anymore, which are pretty obvious, but I am still very open-minded, and seeing how reality is most often stranger than fiction, anything is really possible. So I will leave it up to you to decide for yourselves. Please enjoy this episode with Raw Cloud.
I think it's just going to get weirder and weirder and weirder, and finally it's going to be so weird that people are going to have to talk about how weird it is. Eventually people are going to say, what the hell is going on? It's not enough to say it's nuts. You have to explain why it's so nuts. The invention of artificial life, the cloning of human beings, possible contact with extraterrestrials, the systems which are in place to keep the world sane are utterly inadequate to the forces that have been unleashed.
Welcome back to Forbidden Knowledge News. I'm your host, Chris Matthew. Today my guest is Raw Cloud. I've got some amazing upcoming guests. Robert Ehringer, Odd Man Out, Dr. Lisa Coach, L.A. Marzulli, and Leo Zagami. Be on the lookout for those. Also be on the lookout for my films. Occult Louisiana is on Tubi. Doors of Perception is on Amazon Prime. We are working on number 3. We will keep you updated on that progress. We are booking guests for May. If you have suggestions or you'd like to be a guest, email me forbiddenknowledgenews@gmail.com. Today I want to welcome Raw Cloud. He claims to be a super soldier within the military's secret space program. Ra, welcome. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, Chris. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. It's great to have you on. We're going to share your experiences that you've claimed to had as a super soldier in the secret space program. Now, it's been a while since I've had individuals that claim to have been part of these programs. It is a controversial topic. Unfortunately, there have been deceptive claims made by others that claim similar experiences. But you have a very compelling and interesting story, and I am always open to many possibilities surrounding this. After all, our reality tends to be stranger than fiction most times. But before we get to your story, this is your first time on. Let the audience know just a little bit about yourself and tell them how they can find out more.
Yes, well, my name is Raw Cloud. I have been in my lab projects very early in my developing as a human being on this planet. And of course, at the time, when you're a child, you don't really, understand what's going on and what's happening. You just know that there is things going on. So I was brought in under the my lab projects, but also there was other galactic beings that would assist me in psychic programs, and that would start at the age of 3 years old. Also, I had a galactic implant put in, and I've showed this on several channels, and it's very visible where you can see it on top of the head. I've also got it on my channel as well. I just felt like, humanity had to see in order to believe certain things. But yeah, just like most my lab projects, you're going to start out real early dealing with the Greys or the Reptilians or either other beings like Andromedans. And you will go into projects under the military industrial complex where these projects could be conducted under Illuminati experiments. And just because you hear the Illuminati doesn't mean that they are all negative. Some of these groups are very, very positive as well. And they will put strain on the humans so that they evolve and develop in certain manners. But of course, there's other groups out there, Anunnaki and Draco Reptilians, that also want to assist in these more nefarious projects because they see humanity as a food source, or they always look at humanity as less than. And the planet is kind of ran like a prison under their caste system. And this has everything to do with tricking the human collective consciousness into going into like division. This happened way before even Lemuria and Atlantis. This was when the Anunnaki came here to this planet and saw these humans peacefully developing, and then wanted to change the genome for their own nefarious agendas. And they did come to mine certain minerals, certain gold. But at that time, humans were way too developed in psychic capabilities. They were, united. So they had to change them, almost like tricking their collective consciousness back then to go in a way, giving them language, downplaying their abundance and their abilities because they were in tune with the planet. So they wanted to disconnect them from the God source. Okay, now let me get back on to how I became into these projects.
Yeah, can I ask you real quick? Do you
Yes.
have a family history of involvement with military or intelligence? Many of the people that claim to have been involved with these programs, they have a very strong family history of involvement with black projects or military projects, things along those lines. Were your family the same?
Yeah, especially on my father's side. He was raised by my grandmother, and she was into the occult. And my grandfather, he was blonde hair, blue eyes, also within the Navy back then. And he came up also in the Navy and started having kids and was mind control as well. He was, it's going to open up a can of worms, but, he was mind controlled to be a pedophile. And he touched a lot of the females. He went after his own daughters, my sisters, on his side. And right now, today, my father is afraid to die because of the guilt that he has. He's almost 90 years old. He's almost 90 years old, and the girls on his side won't talk to him. They won't talk to him. They won't forgive him. And I can't blame him. My father has 32 children.
Whoa.
Yes, he has 32 that I know of. It could be higher. Of course, people have to understand back then, especially when the Philadelphia experiments were going on. That was his era when those things were going on. He won't talk about some of these projects. He even sued the military because what had happened to him. They would put him under these mind control experiments and just terrify the fuck out of him to the point where he would clench down on his teeth. He would clench down on his teeth and they would break.
Wow.
But as far as him telling me, like going deep into it, he won't unlock that for me. But of course, he had to explain a lot of things to his lawyer. He did win a settlement, got some money, but then, over time blew it. Now, my grandmother was in the occult. They had money. They were very wealthy. she would practice black magic. I didn't even like going over to a home because of the things that were going on. My sister at the time, I won't say their names, but my sister on my father's side, they were raised in that house and they saw a lot of things going on. When I would go over there to visit my nephew, you know, he was my favorite nephew. I would go over there and visit him and, you know, just, you know, kind of take him under my wing. I was young myself. And I would see these huge fucking rats, man, just running around
Damn.
in there, you know, big house. They had money, but they were like huge fucking rats with red eyes, man.
Whoa. Huh.
Yeah. And you remember stuff like that as a kid. I mean, you really remember that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a lot of things that were going on. They had like voodoo books and stuff like that in the house. And I would tell my mother about that stuff, you know, and she kind of kept me safe. She knew about some of this stuff, but she was in love with my father. I'm gonna tell you, she wasn't like that. She wasn't into that stuff, but she was very spiritual as well. She heard of these things from my sisters, what was going on, but she was just in love, man. She was in love with my father. I don't know if they had some magic over her, but you know, she kind of kept me safe from that. My father had another son. He was like 5 years older than me. He too was in the My Lab projects as well before me. And this is what happens when you're in the military. Your children will become a part of this type of stuff as well. My brother, he was very heavily on the MK Ultra. He started kidnapping children around the neighborhood. These kids will go missing, and of course, they would be, you know, touched, harmed in horrendous ways. Even me and my sister on my mother's side, we was kidnapped by him. My father and my mother will go out looking for us, and my MK Ultra, I won't say his name, my MK Ultra brother would move us around each day. We stayed gone, kidnapped for what, almost 4 days. I seen him rape my sister in front of me. I was too young to do anything. I was 8 years old when this happened. He raped my sister in front of me in this home. And the only thing that I could do at the time was hold her hand. Too afraid at that time to do anything. I'm on a whole different level now as a super soldier. What has happened has defined my life in many ways to cultivate me in a way to help humanity out under these projects, become stronger, better, faster, more psychic, and to awaken at a certain point in my life. I am better, I am faster, I am stronger mentally and spiritually because of going through all of this stuff and seeing it. I was always supposed to be a white hat. At the time, I did not know. I was always supposed to learn from the dark and the light and go into these Illuminati, learn from the Illuminati, learn from the occult, learn from the white hat military, and decide what side do I want to play for. It was never going to be a real decision because of the contract that I had here through higher dimensional beings. I came from 7th density. I was a guardian of the 7 gates before incarnating into this earth realm. I am the 7th child, the last of my mom's children. I am the last. And that made me 7. I am from 7th density. I am a guardian there. We guard gates. The gates have everything to do with your light codes. Your light codes are going to expand and allow you in other dimensional realms. Right now, we are currently in 4th dimensional realm, and we are rising because of humanity consciousness being expanded. And this has everything to do with timeline and merging of timelines. So the Illuminati, let's just call it what it is, the Draco Reptilian Empire and the Anunnaki. Well, they are 4th density beings, and they vibrate very dense. They are currently trying to control 5th density. They do not have it under control, because when you reach 5th density, it has everything to do with your ability to manifest. They can't control the manifestation that we all have as God's source beings. But they want to stop you here now. The way that they stop you here is through mind manipulation, mind tactics, psychological warfare. It's the same thing that the military industrial complex are prone to doing. They want to break you here, keep you in a dumbed down, sedated, obedient state. And they do it through division, the red and blue. Okay, the Democrats and the Republicans. Let me give you a brief history of what that really is. The Democrats are blue. They are the blue bloods. The Draco Reptilians, if you cut them, they will bleed blue. Okay, they are blue bloods. Everything is done by symbolism. Okay, now let's talk about the Republicans. The Republicans are the fallen angelic human line. We're talking about the Atlanteans. Okay, the Atlanteans are a type of Anunnaki that are blonde hair, blue eyes. They are Luciferians. They are the fallen angelics. Okay, their history is Atlantis, high technology. That's where you will see Elon Musk with the Bosman suit on and all this stuff, working around other entities that are like Trump. And Trump can represent both at times, light and dark. And what that is that the Atlanteans, he's tied to the Atlanteans and the Luciferians as well. He is a part of the Luciferians, but can jump from light to dark. The reason why they jump from light to dark is because they want to be able to vibrate with the human collective consciousness. If they can piggyback on us as we begin to rise, they can they have the time to manipulate us, to keep us still in this dumbed down, sedated, obedient state where they will feel like our saviors. It is a trick that the Luciferians are. Lucifer, the biggest trick that Lucifer ever did was pull the wool over humanity's eyes, created this mentality that he did not exist. That's why he operates from behind the scenes. That's why he still have Luciferians, and they are open about who they are and who they serve. CERN has a lot to do with this, the CERN Collider, okay, where they can open up dimensional portals and let other entities in that want bodies. They want containers. And under certain agreements that these Illuminatis have, when you sign a contract, that's exactly what it is. It is a con. Okay, you are being conned. There are Illuminati lawyers that you have to understand that if you know where to look, you can find these Illuminati lawyers that can read these certain contracts, and certain individuals within the music industry and also within Hollywood, how they got around from these entities not entering the body is because they got a lawyer. They read the fine print, and they either agree to certain things within those contracts and then dismiss the others. Chris, is there anything you want to break in and talk about?
There's so much that I'd like to get to. Let's start with the different factions. You mentioned that, for example, Trump has the ability to jump from light to dark. Do these factions work together to manipulate humanity? And is it all not for the benefit of us, but more of a deception to lead humanity in a certain direction, meaning both sides are essentially the same?
Yes, these are families. These are bloodline families that came here under higher, dense, galactic. They're dark. Okay, they are dark. And I said this before on Journey the Truth podcast almost 3 years ago. You're looking at the less of two evils. So the Atlanteans are the less of two evils.
I see.
So Trump is the less of two evils. The Dracos are just bloodthirsty and they want what they want. They will devour a planet, strip it clean, and kill everybody else on the planet. Well, there's other beings within this Earth realm. It is not permitted for that to happen. In other galaxies, under God's source, God is like at the wheel of everything, at the wheel of all of it. So it doesn't matter that the archons have created a black cube and a black hole around this planet with reversal codes. That doesn't matter. Still, God's source is over all of it. But yes, now let's just talk, say briefly. Now, you mentioned both sides. Yes. So there is a positive side too. Okay.
Okay.
That is kind of like above them. Okay. So you have other galactic beings and you have other humans that both exist on the planet, but they also exist outside the planet as well. We're talking about the human race, another type of human that look just like us, but they didn't originate here, but they are too a part of us. So let's call them white hats. Okay, they are white hats. Because of who we are as spiritual beings, they know that we have free will, and they do not want that free will to be trampled over. So they want to, but they don't want to break interference laws. So they are not permitted to do but so much. Until we reach a level of understanding of who we are and what we are capable of doing, not just on a organic human level, but on a spiritual level. So we have to get our spiritual, we have to understand who we are as a spirit first, and then elevate the body, and then we can evolve. We don't need medicine, these conventional medicines. We don't need these conventional tools. We are very psychic. We can manifest at will. We can create just often thought instantaneously. But so let me talk real briefly about the med beds real quick, because people was concerned about when the med beds were coming out. Well, at 5 years ago, the med beds were supposed to come out. And you had people talking about, well, they're coming out. And then, it never came out. Well, I had to, let people know that they were never going to come out until we defeated the dark forces. Okay. Until humanity saw through the manipulation of red and blue division. So we sat down with the black hats. We sat down with the military industrial complex. We're talking about us white hats. So it was going to come out. They reneged on that deal. Okay. Because when Trump first came in, He talked about draining the swamp. He talked about draining the swamp, and he was on board with the white hats. Okay. So he started signing executive orders for us to go into these Illuminati underground bases, these facilities where Greys and reptilians were creating almost like transhumanism with these children. These children were being bred underground in the dark and never knew the what sunlight even looked like. They had no, they didn't even know that the upper ground was even there. They knew nothing about us. They were kept dumbed down. They only knew what was down there. So in these politicians sometimes will go down there at the time before Jeffrey Epstein and stuff started coming out. All of this stuff is tied into Jeffrey Epstein as well. And I can go into that and how most of these politicians are hybrid reptilians.
Yeah.
And they will go down there and do horrendous things to these children. They would take bites out of these children when the Navy and the Marines will go down there. We would pull out children with bite marks on them, and some of them had their limbs missing, and some of them had these almost like, I don't know if you know anything about Morgellons, how that is also a weapon. It can rewire the nervous system within your body. They go in and you will start seeing it's your immune system that these beings can't get around. So your immune system will start to push out these wires. And it's Morgellons. There are like little nanite bots that go in, they get into the body, they rewire certain structure, but these bots that are like bugs, they die off. If your immune system is strong, your immune system will kill them over time. And your immune system will start to push out these wires. And you will see red wires, black, and sometimes silver wires coming out of the body. These wires, once they get out of the body, nothing can burn them. And this has been done on the trial. No type of fire can burn these wires. So, and we know what they are. They are a biological weapon.
You said you yourself have been involved in infiltrating these underground bases and rescuing children?
Yes.
How many of these missions have you gone on, and can you tell us a little bit more about it?
I've gone on several missions. Let's talk about what the white hats are doing. Okay, so we work with under certain treaties, galactic treaties. We work with certain beings that monitor the planet. This is the Navy and other military forces as well under certain treaties. And so we will get a call to go and rescue. We got a call from the Galactic Council that there were Nazi children being harmed on Mars. And so when I pop in, I already have like a Pleiadian conscience attached to me. We work as a team. So, and this was a school above ground, no different from the school that we have here. And people have to understand what you see here is a reflection to what's out there as well. You're just getting a dumbed down version of it. They get all of the knowledge that you guys are supposed to have on this planet. So when I pop into this room, this classroom, there is a Nazi teacher, female, there.
Now, when you say pop in, can you explain what you mean by that?
We portal. We use portal systems.
Okay.
We call it jumping, and that's all it is. We jump from one planet to another, and there's other stargates here, but we didn't use a stargate, but it's used like a stargate on the ships. We can just pop in using technology. All it is technology.
Is this your physical body or just your consciousness?
Yeah. No, this is physical body.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. We can take the consciousness as well and upload it into an avatar as well. I'm pretty sure you've heard of things like that on the Super Soldier project. Yeah, that we have many avatars. Some of those avatars look like giants. But anyway, so when I pop into this classroom, I'm psychically scanning the room because we know this being is there. He's using a cloaking technology. So I'm scanning it, and this technology is unique. It can mask his vibration. It can disguise his energetic field. So I'm scanning, I'm trying to locate the being. And this Nazi teacher, she is not giving up. She's not telling me where this being is. So I walk towards the chalkboard, and I'm just looking it around, and I'm psychically trying to pick up this being. And granted, I still have this my partner, Pleiadian consciousness, attached to me. We're working psychically together. So the Nazi teacher is behind me now. So she blew this being a kiss, and I didn't have to use my eyes to see what she was doing. I could see 360 psychically. So once she blew this being a kiss, she gave up his location. I just simply turned around, walked towards. She blew the kiss, and I grabbed this being. Once I grabbed this being, I had him down on the ground. And look, I'm gonna tell you something. What the Pleiadians like to do. The Pleiadians take things very personal. I'm not gonna say enjoy, but to some extent, they do enjoy using their hands and eliminating the being. They take some type of pleasure, and it's because they are very concerned about people that hurt children, and all humans are. To be honest, if you have a good heart, but you still have a military mind, you will do what is necessary and have no means about doing it. You know. So I watched this being take its last breath. Once I grabbed this being, it came out of its cloaking ability to cloak. So when I watched this being take its last breath, I'm gonna tell you what this being looked like. I've never seen a being like that in my life. It was pasty, whitish green. It looked like it was a cross between a gray and a reptilian and something else. It had ears like tubes. I don't have a pencil, but think of two pencils, and it had like the ears on the end of this pencil. It looked almost like that, where you can hear. It had the ability to hear through these holes on the end. It had a hunchback, and on his hunchback, it had like a backpack. That's where his technology to cloak and mask his energetic field came from. So after I jumped back to the ship, I came back here. The mission was over. But what it left me with, especially with the Nazi teacher, I'm not trying to say that, throw her under the bus, but I got that she didn't like that being anyway. And when she blew that being a kiss, she was like deliberately giving up his location to me. Mm-hmm. So that's what I got. And I'm not trying to, blow her, throw her under the bus.
It's stories like these that I'm sure a lot of the audience may have trouble grasping. This information that you're talking about, it's not classified in any way. You're able to discuss this. You have permission to talk about all this stuff, or is it classified?
No, because of how things were, we had to let's just say in the beginning, I both sides had me, the light and the dark. They would use me for certain things. When I was working with the Illuminatis, um, certain contracts had to be broken in order to get to this place that I'm at now. Um, People don't understand that they can break contracts. And like I said before, it was always going to be that I worked for the white hats. I was always supposed to incarnate and do this, but learn how the dark forces work as well. When you work with dark forces, you have to have certain contracts under soul agreements. These soul agreements can be broken, and your spiritual guides, your galactic team, your galactic family understand all of this. Okay, they understand the fine print. But even then, at some point, they will tell you what side do you truly want to work for. Okay, you will be given a choice. I could have taken the dark side, and I would have been a force against humanity. I've stated that in other podcasts. I would have been a force against humanity. I chose the light. Seeing what happened to my sister, who I now have guardianship of, she's living in a assisted living facility right now, but she went through hell, man, and that's what I've been kind of doing. I've been kind of guarding over humanity under these projects, and I have my own family ties to this as well that I watch over. Uh, but if you want to get into a more of what the white hats are doing, and we can talk about what I've done in the Illuminatis as well.
Yeah, let's
Uh,
start with some of your experiences that led you to where you're at now. You said you had to go through both sides essentially, right?
yes. Okay. Well, of course, when you're working with rich families, they indulge in like how the Romans did. They love the theater. They love uh, like the UFC type. The UFC is would be considered pussies to compare to what we do underground in fighting arenas. Okay, let's talk about the ability to shapeshift, and these altars are having so we have altars that have the ability to shapeshift into like animalistic type things or hulk out. um I was taken to New York, and this rich guy, they won't let me remember who he is or the face, but I can tell you what happened. uh in New York, there this guy, well, we know he's very rich. He built very wealthy buildings. He is a builder. He is a mason. He builds skyscrapers. They all are masons. Okay, you have to be a mason when you are a part of these rich families. They hide who they are. So in this, it's almost like where you can't really see people that's walking around. They're not going to be able to see what we're doing. But we go into one of his buildings that is being built, is being constructed. And on these wooden planks, there are many different types of super soldiers. We call them super soldiers, but they have altars that have animalistic type things. They have the ability to be stronger, faster, um, to look human but act very different from human. We are. So when I get there, I'm already in like my state of. I'm in this state where I can't wait to get to these people. I can't wait to fight. So I'm seeing all of these people. Some of them are on ground. Granted, the people that are outside, they cannot see this, what's going on. We're still outside, but we're in like this constructional site. So there's people on the ground like me. They're like me. They're on the ground and they're some of them are stacked. We're getting ready to go on the ground. Basically, we're getting ready to go on the ground. But I can't wait. I cannot wait to get to my eyes are on this one particular person and he's looking at me. I scaled this wall. Excuse me. I scaled this wall as if I'm some sort of animal. A regular human couldn't do this. I scale this wall, I get up there and I just grab him and I throw him behind me. I throw him behind me off of this plank. So once that happened, the Illuminati, this guy, we all get into like this Jeep. We get into the Jeep. There's several Jeeps there. It's almost like military Jeeps. And we begin to go further into the building. When you go further into the building, it slopes down. We going into the underground where these fighting arenas are, and then everything go black. What happens is that altar that was beside me now is in front, and who I am is in the back. I get switched off. This conscience gets switched off, and the animal is switched on. So, and we all are programmed. These are Illuminati projects, okay? I don't know if you know about these type of what goes on in certain arenas like this. A lot of this stuff is kept top secret for a reason, and if it does get out, it's then they try to debunk it, but there's too many people coming out about it. There's too many people getting their memories back. So humanity either need to stop being pussies and wake the fuck up. Wake the fuck up, because it is happening, and we're not going to babysit no more. We're not going to babysit. And I'm talking about the white hats as well. People have to grow up. I can't, I'm a loving, kind person, but I can't waste time holding hands anymore. The further humanity allow themselves to be hijacked by these beings that want to keep you there in disbelief. They want to keep you there because they feel like you don't deserve the truth. They feel like you are less than. The reason was because they see you as a food source. They need that energy. You guys are like batteries to the archons. Above them, the archons rule over them. So they have a master over them that gives them the ability to dwell and rule over us, but they need our consent here. This is where people have been tricked into voting. When you vote, you give your consent to be ruled over. It's all manipulation. It's all games that these two families have. The Anunnaki and the Draco Reptilians. They set mankind up. They are very smart at what they're doing. They master their craft at mind manipulation. It is the Dracos that created MK Ultra projects. They showed certain military factions how to do it, how to fracture the mind, how to create these altars, and because that's what they are. They are created under very extreme emotions. the mind get fractured, and then it's almost like a bubble into the mind. Okay, let's talk about the Luciferians. Okay, I'm gonna take you into a mission that I did with the Galactic Council. So we got word that because we time travel and we monitor, there are time police out there. They're like time police out there. They monitor the timelines, and so the Galactic Council sent me to these toddlers, these two black toddlers were going to be taken. They did not have the Greys did not have a sole contract to do this. They were working with the Luciferians. Okay, so when I pop in, again, we use technology to portal into our homes. We portal onto other planets. I popped into this home, and these two toddlers that look almost similar in age, if they're not twins, then they look exactly similar in age. So, and they're two boys, maybe 3-4 years old. So when I pop in, they're already being mind controlled to go downstairs where the Greys are going to be meeting them outside. So I know that the Greys are outside. I pop in on their staircase, and I pick the one kid up, and the other kid was by his bedroom door. So I pick him up and I take him back into his room and shut the door. Okay. Granted, he has two parents there. We don't bother messing with the parents. It's not going to do any good anyway. The Greys are just going to keep them in like a sleep mode, which they were probably already in. So by this time, the Greys are knocking on the door, the bedroom door. I did not let them in. And there's two other Greys. The leader of the Grey, he's wearing a red suit, skin tight red suit. The other two assistants are wearing a blue suit. They're outside the balcony window. The leader of the Grey, the one with the red suit, is now trying to get telepathically in my mind. He's trying to persuade me that he's one of the toddlers. He's even putting the image in my mind like he's a kid, but they're biological robots. So we can see, humans can see through the lines, you know. We're not as dumb as robots think we are. So I opened up the window and I started throwing them off the balcony. Didn't hurt them, wasn't trying to kill them, but just trying to make them go away. They did go away. 3 days later, I was met by the Luciferians. We're talking about the people that are over NASA, the ones that run NASA. They came to me. So this is how they work. Let me show you how they work. They want to get into my mind. Okay. They know that I'm too psychic. So I'm closing my mind off. My mind is now representing a door. Inside my mind, there is a dark room with a old TV on that is fizzed up in one of the rooms. Okay. Now I'm seeing this old TV. It's on. It looked like a TV from like the early 60s. And it's a floor model TV. So I'm getting this knock on the door, which is my mind, and I'm not letting them in. One of them said, I'm not going to hurt you. And then this voice from inside of me said, let them in. It was very deep voice. It said, let them in. So I let them in. 4 blonde hair, blue eyes came in to this room, which is my mind. They were you could tell that they are like military. These are military type. These are the same ones that, what's that guy that hacked into NASA and saw the non-terrestrials?
Oh, Gary McKinnon?
Yes, these are the same ones that he didn't really know about. These are non-terrestrials. They are they own and operate NASA. These are the ones that own and operate NASA. They are Luciferians. Okay, these are Atlanteans. These are the true blood Atlanteans. So when they came into my mind, there was 3 men and 1 female. They both stood at attention with their hands behind their back. The one guy, which was their leader, look, I'm gonna tell you straight up. You know how Trump has, like, you know, his face almost look orange sometimes? Yeah, well, that's what their faces look like, man. I'm not kidding. Like, their face, even though they were blonde hair, blue eyes, don't think that, you know, they're going to have like real pale skin. No, their faces look almost orange. And the one guy, he took a needle. He took a needle, grabbed my arm, and injected me with a vaccine. This vaccine, what they were trying to do, well, let me tell you. So when he did that same voice that was very deep, it spoke through me. It said, "It's not going to work." I got sick for 3 days, but it didn't work. What they were trying to do is turn off my ability to be psychic. You know, they didn't want that. It caused problems for them. I got sick for 3 days, but I was still able to do the work that I'm doing today. So it didn't do anything. So the voice that spoke through me, it was right. Okay, let me tell you about how we go into the future and pass messages here into other timelines. Okay, so this is the White Hat military. The White Hat military, we to keep humanity on the right timeline, to keep us on the right timeline where we are progressing as a human species, we have to do this. The Illuminatis were using Looking Glass as well, and they were doing the same thing. You know, they were doing the same thing because they want their timeline to be played out. They want humanity to be in a digital world where they are digital ID'd and where it's more like a Nazi regime that's taking over. Well, there are people in the future that need specific messages from this timeline. We have been doing this for quite some time now. So I get a mission to go to meet a college professor. So when I pop into this this college, I'm in a room where he already knows. He already knows we've been doing this. So he meet me. I pass this envelope to him. Now, I'm not supposed to know what's in this envelope. It is for his eyes only. I am extremely loyal. I don't break our protocol. So I give him this letter. By this time, as I give him this letter, and I'm getting ready to make my way out of the classroom, this other teacher come in, and I get this feeling. So I kind of stay behind. And when the teacher, when the college professor get the letter, he sees the teacher as well. He walk out of the room, and I kind of, you know, linger behind. I linger behind. So this guy is not really a teacher. He's pretending to be a professor. So he goes over to the chalkboard and begin to erase things off as if his class, his next class is getting ready to start. So after I see him do that, I walk out, but something like within me is telling me, Raw, do not jump back yet. Do not jump back. So I stick around, and by this time I'm in the hallway and I'm seeing the same college professor. He's down the hallway a little bit and he's speaking to a woman, which is his wife. His wife is also working at that college as well. By this time, I'm seeing this janitor, now a janitor. This is the same guy. He's now dressed up and like this janitor outfit. When you are working in the intelligence community, we operate extremely fast. We're talking about light and dark, okay? I work as an intelligence officer, and these bad guys, these black hats, they are trained to work as an intelligence officer, and we know that time is sensitive. So this guy now has already done switched outfits. He's in the hallway and he's spraying a toxic in the air. So I'm in between these two. He's on this side. This agent is on this side of me, on the right side of me, and the college professor and his wife is down the hallway. So he's spraying this toxic. I don't know what type of chemical or poison it is, but it's not close enough to take full effect on me. I do begin to choke, and it's like I can't breathe. So I'm seeing what this guy is doing. So once I notice what he's doing, he take off. He drops this round container, and I'm thinking it's poison. It's in it inside of it. It's like dark liquid. It's very dark liquid. So I grab this container, and as I'm seeing him run off, I'm damn near wanting to throw this shit at him and hit him in the back. But I'm seeing all of these other kids walking around, so I leave it be. After he get away, I did jump back to this timeline.
We have a few minutes left. I would like to get to what you were telling me about in your email about how you recently lost a friend that's also involved in the program.
Yes. You guys know of James Rink.
So for those that may not be familiar, he had a channel on YouTube, Supersoldier Talk, I believe, and he also claimed to have been involved with this program for a very long time, often shared information and insights from his own experiences, and unfortunately recently passed away.
Yes. Well, James he was under a lot of attacks. Let's just say the people in the intelligence community, because of some of the stuff that he was disclosing, they had long-term agents by him. And the more that he was disclosing, they saw it as a threat. They really saw it as a threat. And of course, they could look down the timelines and see who's going to cause problems. He was going to be having more guests in the future on his show that they can see down the timelines was going to be causing problems. As you see now, that disclosure is going to be happening, but they're doing it, in a way where they control it still. Well, we have other people that are not, let's just say, hackers. There are hackers, and it has everything to do with the Epstein files. And of course, there are people talking about, Epstein, shape-shifting into reptilians. I think everybody by now should know what is really going on from behind the scenes. Okay, same thing, disclosure. The people that hacked those files are our galactic white hats. We have people within Solar Warden. There's other military. There's other military people too that are on other planets. I've been in those bases as well. These are the good guys. These are the good guys. And some of them are non-human. Some of the white hats are non-human. Some of the hackers are non-human. So once they hacked and started disseminating the Epstein files, the United States government had no choice but to be on board with disclosing some of this stuff because it's going to come out regardless. They can't stop it. They can't stop this outside force. They've been warned under certain treaties, and they have been given a deadline, and we're tired of fucking waiting. We're tired. I'm tired. But James, before the Epstein's file even started to come out, they were under, we all are under attacks for coming out talking about this. Myself as well have been surveyed heavily by government agents. Way before I came out, I was almost eliminated. It was hell, man. It was really hell. I've almost died several times, but I'm a fighter. I'm a fighter. So James, 2 months before he died, he contacted me and told me that he was in the hospital and that he keep being under attack. You feel like he had a heart attack. They use the CIA has these type of frequency weapons. They can hit you long range. They can hit you long range. It doesn't matter. They were developed under the Dracos, the Reptilians. These are frequency weapons. And that's what he was being hit with. But not only that, because of our genetics as super soldiers, our immune system is different. We are genetically modified to handle certain things. So what they were doing, Black Ops were taking him and they were, I'll show you some of the pictures. They were giving him like a vaccine, the same thing that the Luciferians tried on me. I just explained they were doing to him. They would take him and give him a vaccine. They did the same thing to me. They had a black triangle craft. This is way before I started my channel. They came in, they portal in and took me down my hallway, but they could not portal on me because I didn't have their technology within my body. Okay, so they had to go out my front door where the black triangle craft was at, and then take me to a military base and give me the vaccine. This is when COVID was going around. This is when COVID was going around. So a year after all of this COVID stuff happened, they did that to me, and it almost killed me. It almost killed me. They had to physically do this to me. But either way, James contacted me and he said, Raw, I don't know what else to do. Can you help me out? I said, James, don't worry. I'm going to go in and I'm going to look into it and see what's going on. So I did do that for him. I went into the astral realm and I saw the people that are in the awakened state were that can get to him, be around him, that had access to him, physically access to him. They were being programmed there in the astral realm by astral beings to fuck with his heart, turn his chakras off. But here in the awakened hour, they were giving him vaccines. So let's listen to some of the conversation. He also discussed, he said, Raw, if I ever were to die, and this was probably about 2 years ago, we talked about this. He said, Raw, if I ever were to die, they would he don't go back into the reincarnational cycle. They would take him and put him into a android. And I saw it. I saw this android for myself. When I talked to James for the first time, we did a podcast, and I didn't know any of this stuff right here about him, his consciousness being uploaded into an android, a Terminator. But I saw it then 2 years ago, before he died here. So I saw him I saw like these Terminators. They look almost just like the movie The Terminators, where they were shooting up shit, and I don't know what they were shooting at. So I was so focused on this one particular android, and what I saw in the solar plex, I saw James there. I saw him there. I saw a part of his conscious there. It was the only light that this thing had, other than some type of artificial light. But it had like soul energy. It had consciousness, and it had him there. So fast forward 2 years now. He talked about this. So let's go to what he talked about.
Hi, Raw. Hey, I want you to meet my friend Stefano. He lives in the row. He was in the, usually he was in the Navy. Like, he would see, like, these portals open up and, like, these archons would come out of the base. And then he, like, blacked out. He gets in these fights, he blacked out. But, yeah, I'm up really late because I was, getting into the video, and I'm just got done. My brain, I can't even fall asleep. My brain's fire right now. But yeah, there's an alternate timeline where I'm pretty sure it was like there were like, for instance, if I die in this body, I would go into another clone body. That's part of Project Circuit. I don't go through the reincarnation cycle. So if I go into this body, like this Terminator, as you saw, I'm pretty sure left eye is heat seeking, right eye normal, but it's probably more than just heat seeking, more infrared, probably interdimensional. But the Terminator is, I'm guessing that his helmet, his head had a glass, like a glass plate, which you look at behind it. But yeah, there was this ultimate timeline where we had cataclysms, and the Supersoldiers who were basically going through the rubble looking for survivors. So I wonder if it was in that timeline. And but thank God we didn't have to go there. And there's another timeline where I was like more minded, meaning that I liked it. Instead of me being a light worker and getting information out, instead I went like military and just wanted that life. That timeline, I became a full-on cyborg. And my conscious is in there, but it's only like a tiny bit. So it wasn't really fun to be in these cyborg bodies. But anyway, yeah, we can just talk and talk. I have so much more to share, but I'm going to try to fall asleep, have a hype of you. But again, you'll probably get this in the morning, and you have a wonderful day.
So James and I would have private conversations quite often, and we will keep them private. The only reason why I'm sharing this with you now is because I know that he will want this type of information out. We live and die for the truth, and that's what I'm here to do. I don't care anymore. This is my last incarnational cycle. The truth will set us free, and that's just how it is. The archons know that's how you get out of this particular matrix system. The truth, not being divided, coming together as a human species, evolving. Don't be tricked, guys. There's a lot of projects that are going on right now, and a lot of this is going to be shutting down. It's going to be shutting down, and because we're moving into a fifth density consciousness. But yeah, I want to be able to share my life with you guys, and I'm doing it, because it has to be done. And there's going to be more people that's going to be stepping out and just giving the truth. Mankind, wake up, please wake up, because if you allow yourself to be held back, then you go into a timeline where things are going to be a little bit more harsh. You may go into this digital reality, this digital timeline where the Luciferians do chip you, and you become like their property. And just continue to grow, continue to get the information, and stay light. Okay, keep seeking the truth no matter what, and keep pushing for the Epstein files. The Epstein file is the goal. Okay, that is the goal to all of it. It's going to lead you to the reptilians. It's going to lead you to time travel. It's going to lead you to humans being eaten, cannibalism, being raped for adrenochrome energy. It's going to tie. Epstein was tied to going to the moon, going to Mars. It's going to tie you to the Nazis that are here operating in the White House. ICE is a Nazi organization. Okay, it is a Nazi organization, and it is ran by Dark Fleet. They also are building underground tunnels within those places that they operate in. The reason why they wear masks is because it's not to hide their identity. It's because mankind is, the sun is vibrating the earth, and your consciousness is being activated. Your light codes are turning on, and they can't stand the sun. Reptilians are like a parasitic entity that feeds off of negative energy. So they want to cause disruption and chaos and feed off that energy. When that happens, they become agitated. They become excited. They will shapeshift. Okay, they will shapeshift. So most of these people, some of them are humans, and we have agents within that infiltrate. We have our own guys in there that have infiltrated the ICE facilities. And what we are getting back is that there are a lot of things going on that are inhumane. And the reason why it's happening is because these reptilians are not human. And they don't get prosecuted. That's why you see a lot of these people that are within the government. None of these people that have been named in the Epstein file have been arrested. Why haven't they been arrested? It's because they are reptilians. Some of them are canine beings. What is an FBI guy? I'm gonna give you a little disclosure right now because I've already put it out. He has what's his name, Kush or
Kash Patel.
Yeah, he has some reptilian genetics, but he's more canine. It's the same thing that the Queen has. The Queen Elizabeth was reptilian. Her husband were canine, and they have to marry these two families together. So you guys are going to start hearing about these like cryptid beings that are canine beings. Some of them are positive, but they are being controlled by the reptilians.
Would you say that within our lifetime, some of the information that we discussed tonight will become more common knowledge and these secrets will be more accessible to the public?
Yes. As we continue to grow and expand the consciousness, they have to. It is now, but we have to break away from the red and blue and become sovereign beings over ourselves. That has to happen. I hate to tell people to stop voting because it is a scam. It's a scam, guys.
I would have to agree with that.
Yeah, they need your consent. Here in this earth realm, in order for darkness to rule, is done under manipulation and deception because they know because you are connected to the Christ light, you are connected to God's source, and you as a soul overall have free will. They need you to hand that free will over. All demons need your free will to be handed to them, and they will trick you to get it. So when you vote, you give consent to be ruled over. They give you, the government has never been beneficial for humanity. They give you a little bit, but they take a lot.
Well, Rod, this was some fascinating information. Before I let you go, let the audience know how they can get a hold of your content and find out more about you.
Yes, well, I do have a YouTube channel. It is Raw Cloud Law of One. So that's how you can get in contact with me. And on my channel, I'll lead you to other channels. But that is my biggest channel right now. I haven't been out that long, guys, but I've been putting out a lot of information, which they would consider top secret information, but I'm done with those contracts, so I can put information out.
Ra, thank you so much. Definitely love to talk again in the future. And until next time, everyone, have an excellent evening. We will talk again tomorrow. We'll see y'all then. Hello, friends. I am so excited to tell you about Independent Media Token. Independent Media Token is a brand new way to show your support for independent media without having to donate a dime. Independent Media Token is a cryptocurrency on the Solana blockchain designed to generate funds to promote and foster the growth of independent content creators, allowing them to engage in their art without having to worry about being demonetized. Through a network of media partners, of which you yourself can become a part of, Independent Media Token's goal is to ensure the powers that be can never cut off all of our areas of funding and censor the only free voices left in the world. Join the movement today. You can pick up Independent Media Token using Phantom Wallet or the Solana wallet of your choice, where you can easily swap your Solana for IMT. Grab some IMT today and remember to always know your team. To learn more, visit independentmediatoken.com or use the link right in the description. Are you and your family prepared for an emergency? Maybe the fake alien invasion? Now is the time to prepare yourself and your family for any event. Check out Prep Starts Now. Their mission is to provide high-quality preparedness products that empower individuals and families to be ready for any situation. They're committed to delivering reliable, trusted gear to ensure your safety, security, and peace of mind in times of need. Their product selection is carefully curated to provide you with the essential gear you need to stay prepared. From emergency kits to tactical tools, every item is chosen for its reliability and practicality. Prep Starts Now understands the importance of family, and their goal is to equip you with everything you need to build a solid plan for your family's preparedness. In today's ever-changing world, being prepared is more important than ever, and Prep Starts Now is here to help you and your family stay ready with quality products and practical guidance. Use the link in the description and get 15% off your order. Watch Doors of Perception now on Amazon Prime. We live in an incredible age of information. More and more, we're discovering that we've been lied to and misled about much of our human history. Cory Hughes is providing profound revelations about World War I, World War II, the JFK assassination, Martin Luther King's assassination, and much, much more on his new Substack, Bloody History. Subscribe now for as little as $5 monthly. Just click that link right in the description to get started now and learn about our true history.